Try and put an end to the debate once and for all. I know it's not going to end anything because I'm only going to get 100 views on this video, but I still am going to put in my 2 cents. So when people say the KJV is the inerrant word of God, it's that sentence itself is so full of implication. First of all, English is never going to be the word of God. It will be Hebrew, Aramaic, or Greek. Secondly, the KJV itself contradicts itself as far as what it's quoting in many places. For instance, let's go to the New Testament. Jesus said in Luke 4:18, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised." Okay, and now if we look at the Septuagint, Isaiah 61:1, where he's quoting it from, it mentions that recovery of sight to the blind. Okay, but the Hebrew Masoretic text does not mention it at all whatsoever, not even in the KJV. So my question to all KJV only is this: why would Jesus be quoting from the Old Testament a different text that is actually in the KJV itself? Okay, so let's go to Isaiah and prove it. This is the KJV, of course, Isaiah 61:4, or 61:1. Proclaim liberty to the captives, opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. Jesus just quoted Isaiah 61, but the King James Bible, the same Bible that Jesus quoted that in, is not showing it in here. It's only in the Greek Septuagint, which is actually a much older source than this Hebrew text. I'm not saying the Greek was written before the Hebrew. That's wrong. I'm saying the texts that the Greek come from are older, and we don't have the oldest Hebrew text anymore. The Septuagint is the oldest Old Testament documents we can look at. And I've already made a video called "The Septuagint Confirm," over 50 verses quoted from the New Testament by the Old Testament. And all of these verses, all these in Matthew that are quoting the Old Testament, only correspond to the Septuagint, not to the Hebrew Masoretic text that the KJV is using. All of these examples. So whenever this New Testament quotes the Old Testament, it's using it from a different Bible than the KJV. The KJV has the Hebrew Masoretic sources, which is missing stuff and adding stuff. But Jesus and these other prophets in Romans, Paul especially, is quoting the Isaiah and the Psalms from the Septuagint copy that they owned. They didn't have any older Hebrew manuscripts at the time. After Alexandria and, the Library of Alexandria, and they made the Septuagint, those were the copies that they had. Okay, all of these are examples of the New Testament quoting the Septuagint Old Testament, not the Hebrew Masoretic text that it's coming from. Okay, there's no other way to put it. So if you go to your King James Bible, you go to Isaiah 61, you don't find the verse that Jesus is quoting in Luke 4:18. 4:18, recovery of sight to the blind. It's not in the Hebrew Masoretic text. It's only in the Septuagint. And here's 50 other examples you can search on and study for your own. Okay, so this 5-minute video logically debunks all KJV onlyism, not only because it proves that the KJV contradicts the KJV, but if you even read the 1611 intro, the original first edition, 1611 KJV, the introduction talks about how they had to use the Septuagint sometimes. So in fact, when they used, Isaiah 7:14, Isaiah 7:14, of course, says a virgin shall conceive. However, the Hebrew Masoretic text only says a woman. This, however, has virgin, but it's going off of the Septuagint for some reason. I have many Hebrew Bibles, and they all say a woman. They don't say a virgin, or they say like a maiden. However, the KJV alters Isaiah 7:14 to fit the Septuagint, even though most of it comes from the Masoretic text, the Hebrew. Okay, I don't know. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I think you get the idea. Jesus himself is not quoting the Bible that is in your hands. The KJV Old Testament contradicts the KJV New Testament that it's quoting from. I don't know how to put it any simpler than that. And these are the 50 examples, and of course I'll put the link in the video. Take it easy.